Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to Near Disney. It's the Wednesday show where us local Central Florida real estate experts come together and chat about the market, share some news updates, promote some really attractive listings for you to be aware of if you're in the market looking for a place. And of course, we focus on a 25-mile radius of Cinderella's castle. Before we get into it, let's cue the theme song. All right. Well, as everyone's joining in, we always encourage you just to say hi in the chat or the comments and let us know where you're watching from. And always feel free to toss us a question if there's anything you want to know. This stream's just as much about viewer engagement as it is about us bringing you the good news. And so we appreciate a lot of people said hello last week. So happy to get to know all of our viewers. So first, I'll introduce myself. I'm Elijah Lewis with Florida in Motion Realty. They call me the Prince of Real Estate here on Near Disney. And maybe I'm a prince who's sorely in need of a haircut coming up soon. But as soon as I start to look too much like Art Garfunkel, I got it. Maybe I'm not camera ready anymore.
Oh my gosh.
But
I am Sue Cofty, also with Florida Motion Realty. And on Near Disney, they call me Aurora because I am not Sleeping Beauty. I'm Sleeping Beauty, but not sleeping. So it's really great to be on the show tonight. And thanks for watching, everybody.
Awesome. Well, speaking of Disney, we'll kind of throw things up to our first topic here. We always like to open up with something light before we dive into the news. And apparently in the lovely Epcot area, a test track has finally reopened. And maybe you've been aware that it's been closed down for remodeling and renovations for 13 months. So over a year, that's one of the main attractions of the Epcot side. And there's a lot of Disney adults and people who older demographics who say, like, I didn't even know there was a amusement park side of Epcot. I just always went right to the food and wine festival and the art shows and went around drinking around the world. It's like, but yes, there is roller coasters and attractions there too. And yeah, apparently 26-year-old ride test track. That's amazing. I didn't realize it'd been around that long. And so, yeah, it's just kind of fun to see some things reimagined and refurbished rather than just outright replaced. Because sometimes classic rides will just be gone and retired, and the next generation loses the ability to make those memories. But yeah, so basically, it's Epcot's fastest ride, and they've updated the queue for waiting in line and created new scenes, and it has not been updated since 2012. So let's just see. Yeah, okay. So definitely some fun immersive attractions and screens being brought to the things. Basically, its fans should get ready for an unforgettable joyride where the thrill of the open road meets the innovation of the future. Definitely did look futuristic. Riders of the new improved attraction will get a glimpse into the future of mobility and the cities of tomorrow before zooming off on an electrifying high-speed race that will leave your imagination soaring. And so basically, there's new music, new scenes. It's always been about highlighting the technology of cars and automotive. So that's cool. Basically, 29,000 points of light to demonstrate how advanced car sensors see the world. So okay, so yeah, finally get a chance to go check out Test Track back finally at Epcot. Sometimes those things can be just closed for so long. I remember when they were in the process of revamping Disney Springs for like a year or so, and it was like all new parking garages instead of that big open parking lot and all of the outlets and shopping that they added. And then when it was all done, it was so worth the wait. I just would never go back. It's amazing what they did with Disney Springs. So I definitely check out Test Track. And on the other side,
they continue to do that at Disney Springs. They're always working on something.
Yeah, like the new love that new restaurant they added, the Summer House. That's a great place to go, like sit out by the water and get some really good food. Absolutely.
I love it.
The new places. So on the other side of things, you had something to share about Universal.
Yeah, I actually had the opportunity to hang out in the Helios, the Grand Helios bar, which is the dome at the top of the new Grand Helios, beautiful, beautiful hotel that they have got there at Universal. It actually, the the rooms on that inner circle section where it curves around have almost a complete view of the park. And so you get to watch the fireworks, the light shows, everything that goes on in there. We had family that were staying in one of the suites there, and so we got the opportunity to watch fireworks from there. But we also, like I said, we spent several couple of hours up in the Helios bar, and that was a really cool experience. The service, the people that work there, just they have it down, and they are super friendly. It was just a great experience. They have a bunch of signature drinks. You might want to try a couple. And it was, we were asking them some of the drinks, what was in them. And as they're telling us, we're thinking, wow, it's not something I'd ever think about putting together. But they did. We ordered a couple, and they turned out to be really good. But it's a very beautiful hotel and a beautiful bar area, perfect. And you can you don't have to be staying there in order to enjoy all of that goes on there. So yeah, no, beautiful. I highly recommend you try to check it out.
Yeah, it looks stunning from the photographs, and you just want to, it's about the ambience, and it's about of course, who you're drinking with. But
Of
if you can
course.
just if it can just be a really awesome environment, it just adds to making those memories. So, cheers
Yes, it
to that.
does.
So one more thing I want to highlight, of course, is the real estate market. We've been covering a lot of communities here on Near Disney. When you go into the search box, you will find like on our YouTube channel that we just cover community to community, and we all try to keep it like 25-mile radius of Cinderella's castle. A lot of times we do highlight like those luxury neighborhoods. Like our office is centered in Celebration, Florida, the town that was built by Disney, and we've gone into like Reunion and even Winter Garden and Horizon. But we sometimes realize that the price points on some of these areas can just be high, even just at the entry point. Sometimes people saying like, for millennials and Gen Z, is there any such thing as a starter home anymore? Well,
Yeah.
but can you still live near Disney? Well, we've got a new listing that's about 20 minutes away from Disney, Disney Springs, like we were just talking about, or even just Magic Kingdom. And this is called the Bridgewater area of Davenport. And this is I'd love to share with you this townhome that is 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, just under 2,000 square feet. And it comes with, of course, a garage and driveway for $279,000. So I think that that gives us a great way to give people a chance to get family oriented and to start thinking about actually being able to launch and realize
Hmm.
that you can live a dream. So we got a video we recorded of this listing here. Take a look at it for yourself, and we'll go over just a little bit more points. All right. So as we were
Very
kind of
nice.
saying, pardon the little glitch in the stream there, but that you saw as well had some water view from a balcony that walked
Mhm.
out from the primary bedroom area. So just a lot of great features, and it was built in 2014, a time where like I would say that even though that's not brand new construction like they build now, it's kind of still in the time frame of when the modern trends were still getting started. So if you get to like a home from like 2014 to 2016, it's kind of still got those grays, still got those like touches that like you still see for the colors, and the still feels like modern when you go back like 20 years ago, maybe it was like early 2000 homes. There's like these beiges and these other features that maybe are just kind of considered much more dated. And you go in and you think like, oh wow, even though this is a new construction, I gotta like redo everything. So I still think that that home very tastefully done. And of course, when you are a like a first time home buyer or such, and if you investigate the townhome side of things, that's things like the exterior of the home are maintained by the association. So you're never the one worrying about putting a new roof on it or
Right.
something, even after it's crossed the 10 years old mark. So for 279,000, well under $300,000, you get 4 bedrooms, water view, some beautiful garage and features for this lovely home, and you get to live near Disney. And I just want to highlight, we just got a YouTube comment from Dune Buggy Jim. Happy rainy Wednesday.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jim.
You ever getting
I,
some precipitation?
a little bit. I have to just plug Jim for a minute.
Okay.
Not just a really nice guy and a great addition to the Orlando area from Colorado, but Jim has a particular gift where it comes to, let's see, imitating the Grinch and imitating Chewbacca. But it's not just imitation; he actually becomes them. And the makeup that he goes through I mean, you would not believe. It's just stellar. And he has a whole act that he does around the Grinch. And then the other thing, he has a complete, full, um, authentic Chewbacca suit. And he's been seen walking around Celebration as Chewbacca. And I'm not sure he's done the Grinch yet since he came here. But if you guys, if I, we'd love to just highlight the people that we work with. We try to stay in relationship with them, and just watch how things happen to them when they come here and they move here, especially from outside of the area.
Yeah, a lot of people have the Disney spirit in them, even though they haven't
Mhm.
quite moved to Florida yet. And he says Christmas is coming. Yes, but
Yes.
don't stop it from coming, Mr. Grinch. That's cool. And I don't know if like that's this YouTube, he's commenting from YouTube, but if that's like a channel, Dune Buggy Jim, where he has like some videos of him in those cosplay
Mhm.
outfits driving around, maybe that's something to check out after you've subscribed to Near Disney, of course.
Yes.
Well, thanks for commenting. We always appreciate our regular viewers and the people who have worked with us directly. I know you had a great
Mhm.
experience with Sue. But I'll throw this over to another article that you found, Sue, just about because I was kind of talking about starter homes and
Mhm.
people engaging with the housing process for the first time. And you found this article about how younger buyers are affecting Florida's market.
Yeah, it seems like the market currently and in the near, just recently has become reshaped by younger buyers. They're fueling the market. They're coming in, like Elijah said, looking for that awesome first starter home, and with going with ideas that they're just going to take care of it, maintain it, and when it's time for them to, maybe move to a bigger home, maybe start a family, they have that opportunity. But right now, they are saying that this is from our Florida Realtors website, and they are saying that about 60% of the home buyers are millennials or Gen Zs who rely on social media when making purchasing decisions.
Mm.
So with more than 1,500 people moving to Florida every day, 1,500 every day, that is a crazy amount. But it's also very exciting because we are getting like I said, these younger buyers. Our communities are becoming more diverse, And we just, we just love, but like I said, with Jim coming from other areas, we just love seeing people move to Florida. It's just great to meet people from all different backgrounds and hear stories and, just get to know them. But this is, like they said again, it's all the social media when making purchasing decisions. It's not just cars and where they're going to go to school, but they're talking about, their house, the place they want to live. And so I thought that was kind of an interesting article. And in fact, I have a young woman who just closed on her house at the beginning of July. She bought it all by herself. I think I've mentioned this before. And her name's Kelly, and she bought her first house all by herself. And my husband and I are going to dinner there on Friday night. She wants us to see, she's painted, she's updated, she's bought all new furniture. So I'm excited to see what she's done with it, because I know her talents are many. And so that'll be fun. I'll have to report back on how that goes.
Please do. It's a new era now. Kim Hawk, the fairy godmother of real estate, she could have just done the old way of plastering her smiling face on billboards and on the sides of buses and benches out in the park. But when we do the social media and the YouTube, it just allows us to make a much more personal connection with you, get to know us. It's amazing. Like when people watch our show, they can sometimes call and say like, oh, I feel like I already know you guys already. And that's very touching when people keep tabs on us like that. And but that's why we really bring our real numbers here, not just the comment section. Always appreciate when you guys reach out and say that you watch the show, because when you hit the like button or when you share it, it just expands that range, and people get the chance to see all this good stuff that we prepare and share, like those cool listings like we just shared a minute ago. So thank you so much. Just in another kind of topical subject here that I found, the DHS expands Families on the Fly campaign to enhance airport security for families. And that kind of just means like a streamlined experience for like this. So basically the Orlando International Airport, which is really close to Central Florida and Disney. It's kind of, if you're going to vacation in Disney or bring family here, that's where they're going to be flying into. And the Families on the Fly campaign was piloted at the Orlando International Airport. It intends improve airport security for families by adding dedicated security lanes for travelers with children at certain airports, including ours. And of course, families can enjoy a discount on TSA pre-check, which speeds up security and enhances convenience. So, sometimes like my dad's always the one who's like, oh, we got to go to the airport 2 or 3 hours early, like just in case. And so all of a sudden, if it's the family getting together, maybe that sped up process will make it so that you don't have to quite take that much of a measure. And also I did see an article lately that said that they're finally doing away with that policy about making you take off your shoes in the lines, like that has been long complained about and disliked and hardly proven to be so necessary. And so more and more airports are kind of laxing up on that under the new policies. And so, hey, that's just one more thing to make your time at the Orlando International Airport special. Oh, we got Kim Hawks diving in saying, hi, Dream Team. Oh, so thanks so much for saying hello. Yeah, we appreciate you. Yeah, we try to bring you to your dream home or help you sell it to be someone else's dream home.
There you go. Right.
Oh, yeah. And let's just see. You found one more cool thing too. I'm going to pull up when it came to maintenance and safety checklist for homeowners to keep in mind. So when you're buying a new house, obviously you're going to have to start maintaining it and living in it in the most optimal way. It's kind of like had to get a new car for work after my old one gave out, and I'm just kind of like learning the ins and outs of it and what it can do and how it can protect me or how I can protect myself. It's overwhelming if you haven't bought a car in a while, what cars can do now. And it's the same thing with homes. You haven't bought a home in a while. There's a lot of things that you're going to realize are part of the home buying process.
Yeah, so this is just, I really like this because it was actually geared toward Florida homeowners, which I'm sure you could take, many of these and apply them anywhere in the country. But there are a few things about Florida, that weather-wise that are a little bit different, and a lot more consistent here than other states. But your monthly tasks really are pretty simple. Check and change your AC filters. It's really important to make sure that those are clean and they're not, there's no mold or anything growing in them when the humidity is high. Clean your kitchen and bathroom sink drains. So you make a mixture of baking soda and vinegar. It works great. You just have to pour it down there and let it sit for about 30 minutes before you flush it with hot water. So you want to always keep your eyes peeled for any kind of pests, inside or outside. Actually, if you've got ants hanging around, or you're seeing some type of roach or beetle, it's really great here to have a monthly maintenance service. There are so many insect companies that are great here in Florida and can really aid you in making sure that you're keeping your home as pest free as possible. Also, especially those people that have allergies, wipe down your ceiling fan blades and AC vents. You would not believe how much dust will collect on your ceiling fan blades. Even if you have it like at a medium or high speed and it's going all the time, it's still collecting dust, believe me. So in spring, from March to May, they've got a couple of really good points about how to keep your house, again, inside and out, looking great. Pressure washing the exterior, clean and inspect your gutters and downspouts. Service your HVAC system before summer hits. So that is really important. It's also very important to make sure that you have your HVAC serviced every 6 months, if possible. It's less expensive that way, and you're making sure that it is working to its highest potential to keep you cool in those very warm summer months. In fact, our HVAC guy is coming tomorrow, and he has a little dog. It was a Maltese, which is like our dog that we had to put down in February. And but the dog's name is Johnny. And so he's going to be hanging out with me while Carlos works on my HVAC. I'm so looking forward to it. It's like having a grandchild visit almost. So he's super cute. Check and clean your windows and door seals. Schedule a termite inspection if you don't already have that service. And then always, be watching, not just in springtime, but always watch for branches, that are getting too close if you still have outside power lines or your roof, because they can cause damage really quickly.
Yeah,
In the
termites
summer,
like wet wood.
yes, they
So
do.
that's when the May showers and so I could see why they would have put
Mhm.
it around then.
Yeah, definitely. Check your roof and fascia for wears or leaks before hurricanes hit. Stop before hurricane season. We don't always have them hit us. And usually it's pretty mild here in Central Florida. Stock or refresh your emergency supplies. Inspect your storm shutters and your impact windows. Treat your lawn and yard for fire ants or mosquitoes. Make sure you do the fire ants and mosquitoes. That is incredibly important. And again, most pest control companies will offer one or both of those services. Inspect your sprinkler systems. That's kind of something I think you do, kind of all year round. You kind of pay attention to how your sprinklers are covering your grass, because that's the time, summertime, June to August, is when the heat is at its highest, and that's when your grass can really suffer if it's not getting enough water. And then in the fall, September to November, clean and inspect your dryer's full vent system. Not hose it out, but use one of those full brushes that they make. You can and if you have a really short distance between your dryer and your outside, that's even better. It's super easy to clean. Flush hot water heater to remove sediment. Service your pool equipment if you have a pool. Make sure that's taken care of and being maintained. Inspect your attic for moisture, mold, or pests. That's really important. Like Elijah said, it's the moisture can get in there and hit that mold growing pretty quickly. So it's important to stay on top of that. Replace or reseal weather stripping for the cooler months, and review or renew homeowners insurance before the end of the year storms. That's something you should be we all should be watching for better rates for homeowners insurance and car insurance. Actually, Elijah, I'm sure, just went through that since he just bought a new vehicle. In the wintertime, you want to make sure that you have if you have exposed plumbing lines, that you have the specific wraps that go on them in case we're looking at a freeze. The freezes don't happen very often. It's pretty rare here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deep clean and check grout and caulking your bathrooms, clean out and declutter your garage or shed. That's really important because things can become a fire hazard so quickly and you don't even realize that you've got, several different items hanging out in the same spot in either your shed or your garage that, could cause a problem if a spark or something got in there and just ignited everything. Organize or digitize your home improvement receipt for taxes. Yeah, getting ready for that. Because once January hits, you want to make sure you got your taxes going. Refresh your landscape mulch, which should be done every 6 months to a year. And that helps keep the weeds and the pests out. And then your annual tasks, a full pest inspection, full roof inspection, really important. Reseal your driveway or patio surfaces. That's more as needed, but they do recommend trying to do that at least once a year. Check your insurance coverage and wind mitigation discounts. They're offering, companies offer promotions and savings, all year long. Create and update your home inventory, which is your photos, receipts, serial numbers, anything that's really important to you. You want to make sure you have all together, sorted. And, and here we are, we're in a streamlined society now. Everybody is like minimalizing. So don't keep anything you don't need, and if you can possibly digitize it, do it. Put it in your computer, put it in a safe spot. And then review and update your emergency contacts and an evacuation plan, especially with families and younger kids. And animals, you want to make sure that everybody knows how to get out of their house if there's an emergency.
All right, that was very comprehensive Florida homeowner maintenance and safety checklist on a seasonal and monthly and annual basis.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, some of that stuff can stand out to you. It's like one of those things, like when they tell you about everything you should be eating and drinking. Maybe you're not going to do every single thing to the T, but hey, if some of those stick with you, or you realize like maybe I'm behind on that, that could hey, maybe help out not just with your just general maintenance, but also with getting the home ready. Because like some of this stuff being out of whack will affect probably the smoothness of your home sale process. Mm-hmm. Like even if someone submits an as-is contract to you, chances are that if you've got like broken sprinklers or stuff affecting the roof or others, like your dryer's vent is all bent up or something, service pool equipment is not maintained properly. These are the kinds of things that people will still have the gall to ask you to do something about, even if they submitted an as-is contract. Yeah. And hey, we sometimes agree, even as your realtor representing you, and you just wrote up a contract, say like, hey, we really want to get that home as move-in ready and make insurance companies happy. So can we get some leeway on this, so that's what we always try to do. That's one benefit of having a realtor as well, is the negotiation part.
Correct.
That's kind of what we're propped up to do for you, even because it gets a little ugly sometimes.
It can, yeah.
Not all sunshines and rainbows. At the closing table, that's when the title agents bring out the wine and we all hand out our flowers and gift cards and hug and everything. But up until then, we got our armor on for you.
Well, and those are some of the things, this list is some of the things on there. We can, if you're listing your home, we can, or, purchasing a home, we can absolutely, check it. We can see the stuff a lot of times more readily than somebody who's, not in the business. And so we can like prepare you. Okay, well, if an inspector comes through and if you're a seller, if an inspector comes through, they're probably going to point this out. This might be something that you want to, take care of ahead of time. So it's very simple. And if anybody's looking for a list like this, just let us know in the chat. The chat goes on and on and on and on and on. And right. So we do check it periodically, and we would be happy to email or text you the document so you can have it for reference when you need it.
It was very, very thorough. Thank you for sharing. All right, we're coming up on that 30-minute mark where we usually like to give you guys your evening back. But thanks so much for everyone who watched or everyone who commented. like I said, we're trying to expand the growth of this channel. And when you hit the like button or subscribe, it really helps us. We're on that path to try to get past that 10,000 subscriber threshold. And that really
Yeah.
helps us
Woohoo!
if you ever feel like helping us. So,
That'd be great.
because we try to do our best to help you. And with that, I'll throw it over to Kim Hawk, the fairy godmother of real estate, to sign us off. Take care, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Make sure that you subscribe and like so that we can continue to give you up-to-date information on all things that are going around the 25-mile radius of Cinderella's castle, because this is truly a magical place to live.